Hey guys, what's up? It's Mark back at it with another video. Today I have a special treat for you all. I received a pair of A.chalcodes, which is the Arizona blonde, sometimes called the Mexican blonde or simply the desert blonde tarantula. However, this is a special color morph that is not nearly as common as the one you would normally find in most pet stores or online. This is the New River Rust Rump, which is native to a very small region in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm actually very excited because not only do I have a very rare, well, not very rare, but a relatively rare species of tarantula on my hands here, but I have a breeding pair. We have here a mature female. It's about 5 inches, and the male is on the right. I don't see his size listed on the label, but he'll probably be probably around 3.5 to 4 inches if I were to guess off the top of my head. So before we unbox these teas, let me give you a quick little rundown about what I know about this species as far as the enclosure and care of them goes. So as you can see here, I've got a 5-gallon plastic enclosure on the left. These are actually just Tupperware containers that I bought at Big Lots, and I drilled holes for cross ventilation on all 4 sides of the terrarium, as well as on the lid. I have a smaller enclosure for the male. I could probably have gone a little bit bigger, but honestly, this is enough room for a tarantula of his size. I have here a typical terrestrial enclosure. These guys do burrow sometimes. I'm not sure if these will. I know my Aphanopelma simanis like to dig some pretty deep tunnels, but I'm not sure about the chalcodes. But we'll find out. Regardless, I have about 4 inches here of substrate. I use cocoa, peat moss, and I have some sphagnum moss that I put on top. This isn't really a requirement for a species like this, as they do come from a more dry, arid environment. Typically, you would use sphagnum moss for more tropical species because it retains moisture, but I honestly like it just for the aesthetics. I also have a water dish and a piece of cork bark for them to hide under. So without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox us some teas. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the female first. Now, everybody that has owned A.chalcodes has told me that they're a relatively mellow species, but as we know, every tarantula comes with its own individual personality. So this one could very well be an exception, but let's see. Oh wow, she is an absolute beaut. Look at those colors. You know, a lot of the Arachnoholics, they get kind of a bad rap, in my opinion, for being kind of boring in terms of the coloration, since most of them are just more of a plain brown, but I really like the blonde color of the A.chalcodes. And just for everyone watching, if this were like an old world tarantula or a faster arboreal species, I would definitely not recommend unboxing them the way I am right now. For species that are either fast moving or have more of a potent venom to them, I usually just take the lid off and place the smaller container inside the enclosure and then just let them come out on their own. I wouldn't coax them out the way I'm about to with this one. I'm sure she's pretty rattled up from her journey here. Come on, girlie. Come on. Yeah, oh, you're so pretty. Man, look at those chelicerae. It's crazy how big they are in this genus. Or in this species, I should say. I think I haven't kept a ton of Arachnoholics, so don't quote me on this, but from the images I've seen online from other collections, most of them seem to have pretty massive chelicerae. The only other Arachnoholic that I've ever owned is the Simani, which is the Costa Rican zebra, or the striped knee as it's sometimes called, which are not the most mellow, despite being a common recommendation you'll see on a list for good beginner species. Alright, now time for the male. Oh, wow. It's okay. Not sure if you guys got that since I've moved the camera. He's already trying to escape. Yeah, I can tell this guy is going to be a bit more high-strung than his mate. Jeez. I don't want to spook him and risk having him bolt, so that's where the toothbrush comes in handy. As I've mentioned in some of my other videos, I've found that the fibers or the bristles from a toothbrush or a paintbrush, even a paintbrush would actually be preferable since they're a bit softer. It tends to spook the spider a little less versus like something hard or metallic like Tongs. Oh, come on, you're not seriously gonna do this right now, are ya? Sorry about that, guys. This one's being a bit of a pain in the patootie. Yeah, no, we're not going there. No, you need to just get back into your cup here. I'm not about to have you walk across my floor and escape. Nope, not having it. See, that's why it always helps to have a catch cup on hand, guys. You never know what kind of a mood your spider's going to be in when you unbox it. Thank God that was not an old world, though, or that thing would have bolted. Or even a more high-strung New World species. Alright, good boy. Home you go. Alright, so there we have it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Alright guys, well, I'm probably going to go ahead and cut the camera here, let these two get settled in. I'm not sure when I want to try pairing them up. I would say I want to wait at least 2 to 3 weeks, get the female nice and fattened up. Make sure that her mate doesn't become tarantula chow. And let them both settle in for a bit before I try pairing them up. But I'm excited. I'm very stoked for this pairing. Like I said, I've never owned an A.chalcodes, let alone attempted to breed one, but this should be fun. Alright, well, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button. I would certainly appreciate that. And you guys have a great night.